Hello everyone, I'm Buford MC and welcome back to more GregTech New Horizons. So today I'm in the mine yet again, and today I'm mining some redstone. So I was wanting to complete a quest here to get the redstone vein mined up. So we've got some redstone, ruby, and cinnabar, and I've done that now. And what I want to do today is kind of go over how you process redstone, because compared to some of the other ores in this pack, it is a little bit different, particularly at this stage of the game. So let's get right into it. So, unlike other ores in this pack, redstone is not something you can smelt. Most ores you can just smelt, at least the main ones we need at this stage. But redstone, if you look at the uses, you cannot smelt it to get the redstone dust. So how do you go about getting the redstone dust? Well, first you're going to want to get to the crushed redstone ore, and there is a quest that does explain this process, which we are going to go through today. We're also going to go through one of the main uses as to why I need the redstone right now, or at least I want it. So we're going to do that, but we are going to have to go through this quest first so that we can get to the redstone. So the first thing I want to show you is how you get the crushed redstone. So you can get it from the small ores, but they're not that common. I don't see any around us. I mean, they are somewhat common, but you don't get much for them. And they're not something you want to base your entire production of redstone over. But the main way you can get it is by doing this. You can come to a redstone ore with a hammer from GregTech, and if you break it, it does give you a little bit of the crushed redstone ore. So you can do that, and it will give you, I think, 5 every time. But also, if you've just got the raw redstone ore, you can just come here, and you can just do that. So it does give it to you as well that way. I don't want to do too much because my inventory is almost at capacity. So let's get back to the base and process this and explain that process. My redstone vein did generate inside part of a cave, so there are some mobs around, especially on that area over there. I had to block that up. We don't want to go over there. How do I get out of here? Over here. So let's head on back to the base. So it's not too complicated how to do this, but it is quite a bit different from some of the other ways we process ores at this stage. You can't just put it in a furnace, obviously. So once again, we're on the south area, just south of the base, in this kind of little swampy area. The copper vein was over there. That's the one we were in last time. And here we are, so not that far away. Things are continuing to still look pretty good. I do still need to cover a couple of ponds over here. Probably gonna kind of fill all this in with dirt over here. I'm gonna use that water today, so we are gonna try to get a bit of that used. So yeah, let's head right back into the base. Our cows are doing well. And we've still got a couple of good trees here. Good selection of food we can use if we need it. So let's go into a little work area here. So I haven't done anything with all those drawers and things we made last time. They're still in here. I'm going to work on that. But today, we're going to work on the redstone. So let's go through this quest here kind of step by step. So the first thing we need is a cauldron. So let's see where I may have them, because I'm pretty sure we do. Well, these are empty. I did actually put some iron chests here, so I put a chest here. These are for ingots and then other kind of things. You know, diamonds, emeralds. I do have quite a bit of lapis. I did hit up a lapis vein, so we have a decent amount of that. We are going to, I think, use some of that today as well. So I'll show you that a little bit later. There's not much in here anymore. Oh, you're supposed to be in that chest. I got confused once I put this fourth war chest. I don't know if I'm going to keep them there. I don't know if we need to. We still got all this, so that's good. But where's the cauldron? So what I can do actually to find the cauldron, not that, we can look it up here. And what you can actually do is, if you click the cauldron icon right here, and you press T. Nope. You don't want to be typing. You want to click T. And yeah, there you go. It's in that chest. So it's going to point you in the direction and kind of flash it. So it'll immediately point you. So even if I'm pointing this way and I press T and want to look where the cauldron is, yeah, it turns you around. So that's quite a handy feature if you've lost something. And, oh wow, we have 5 cauldrons. Alright, that's pretty good. Let's go ahead. How much redstone am I gonna want for now? Let's start with a few stacks. In fact, let's empty our inventory. And we can just dump off stuff like cobblestone. Just right click, that's way easier than what we were doing before. Let's dump off some of the dust as well, because when you do mine, you do get a lot of random dusts and stuff. We'll keep the crushed redstone. Not the cinnabar, but the redstone, we'll keep that around. Oh, we do have a ruby as well. Let's put that in this chest. Raw fish. I'll keep that on me for now. Okay, so let's do some of this. Well, let's keep going. How about 3 stacks today? There we go, that should be a good enough amount for the moment. Let's focus on these 3 stacks. So, I'm gonna go over the process of how you do this. So that was the first step. You can either hammer the ores manually, or you can just mine them up with the pickaxe, and then you can crush them with the hammer. Although, technically speaking, if you just mine them straight up with the hammer, that's using less durability because you're not using durability on the pickaxe. But, you know, it isn't that fast with the hammer, so that is something to consider. So, what we're going to do is we're going to head on over to a pond, probably this one over here. And what we're going to need to do is... Actually, we need to do this first. So we need to make the impure pile of redstone dust. So actually, let's go back, because this hammer's probably not going to last. So first, you need to actually turn all this into impure piles of redstone dust. So, yeah, that didn't even come close. We might need a couple of hammers. So let's head back in. I have organized this chest right here, but so now, when I come here, you can see I've got all these tools kind of organized a bit. So I've got a couple of them, especially the ones I use the most right now. So we're using the hammer, file, and saw the most right now. Probably could have made a few soft mounts, but we don't use that too much, even though it doesn't have much durability. But yeah, so let's see. We may still need a few more, because this is quite a bit. Yep, we're going to need quite a few hammers, so let's make some. Let's make like 4, something like that. There we go. And from there, we can just continue to crush down some redstone dust. I think the iron hammer does about... I think it does about a stack. There we go. So there's our impure pile of redstone. So now that we have this, we need to go to the water, I think. Yep. We just go to the waterway. And we're going to use that for the next part, which is going to be what gives us the redstone. So we'll just come to this little area over here. Slap our cauldron down. And what you're going to want to do is get a bucket of water and fill in the cauldron. And from here, what you're going to want to do is just simply throw in the impure pile of redstone dust. And as a result, you are going to get redstone. Now, technically, you could throw these in one by one, but every time you throw something in, it is going to use a little bit of water. And I think you can do 3 operations at a time before you have to fill it in again. So it is better to just throw a full stack in to save on the water. And yep, there you go. We can just fill that in and keep that there for now. But just like that, you have 3 stacks of redstone. And that has ticked off a couple of quests, even this one. But let's see what we get. Veggie burger. Concentrated essence berry. I'm going to take I took the other berries, so let's take that one as well. It is nighttime, but again, we're actually doing quite well safety-wise, I feel like, at nighttime. I don't think I've really shown what it's like out here at nighttime either. So, I've got things pretty much torched up quite well. Obviously, we still got some darkness out there, but we're doing quite well here. It's pretty safe. I can actually do some stuff out here if need be at nighttime. So, let's put these berries away. I can actually put this fish away while I'm at it as well. There we go. So, why did we need to make this redstone? Well, what I want to do is I want to modify my tools, specifically my pickaxe. Currently, with my pickaxe, there's a couple of stats on here. You can see we've got durability of 1032, mining speed of 6, but we have modifiers remaining 4. Now, currently, we're using 2 modifiers, so we have 6 in total, but we're using a diamond and emerald, which increases our durability. You can see that the diamond is giving us plus 500 durability, and the emerald gives us an additional 50% durability. However, with the redstone, we can add another modifier, which is going to be quite useful. So let's show you that. Okay, it is raining now. Let's go to sleep. That should turn the rain off. And then I'll show you about this redstone. So what we can do is we can put the iron pickaxe in the tool station, and we can put a piece of redstone, and you'll see that just added something. So redstone 1 out of 50, modifiers remaining is now down to 3. So we can put up the 50 redstone in a single operation for a single modifier. There's a couple of different levels of this, I think, but if we put 50, we can do that. Unfortunately, though, if you're using a tool station, it only does it at a 1:1 ratio. So I would have to do this 50 times. But, do that to 40 there. But, much like I showed you last time with the repairing of the tools, if I come over here, we can just surround it, just like that. And we can do it 8 at a time, so that's a little bit faster. So we put the 50 redstone on it, and if you remember before, we had a mining speed of 6. Now our mining speed is all the way up at 10, so this should be much, much faster now. Yep, quite a bit faster. Let's put that back. So we can do this a second time. I'm not sure what the max level is, but we could do it another one. I think you can do that right there. Yep, so you can put it up to 100, so that's another 50. However, I will point out, it does use another modifier, so you can see our modifiers remaining is down to 2, but we can put a little bit more. We just 2 more, I think. There we go, 100. And now our mining speed's 15, so it increases your mining speed by quite a bit. And I could keep going on this. I think we can do it again. Yep, 150 we can get up to, but that takes another modifier. But I actually want to put another modifier on here instead. I could even put the shovel. I do a lot of digging, even the hatchet. Let's put a little bit on here as well. We do use this a bit. I'll give it a level or so. Yeah, that should increase the chopping of trees. And let's also put down a shovel. Don't quite have enough to put that max, but I'll just use the whole thing for this. That's alright. We can get redstone very easily at this point. So yeah, that's how you do that. So we do only have one modifier left in these two, but we don't need the modifiers quite as much as we do on the pickaxe. So the other thing I wanted to do with the pickaxe was I want to do another modifier, and that modifier is the reason I have this lapis. So I want to put lapis on this, which is going to give us a whole nother modifier. So let's kind of take a look at that. So with lapis, we're going to get something called luck. Now, I could be wrong about this, so we're only going to put one level on it for now, but with the way they've now made it so that you don't just get the ore blocks and you get the raw ores from ores now, I think this is a little bit more efficient than it would have been before, because I don't think before it would have affected anything, but it may affect things now. So this is kind of a test for me to see what's going to happen, but here we can put a lot of lapis on this. 450, in fact, so yeah, that's a lot of lapis. And that's only going to take up one modifier, I believe. But the higher you go, the more stuff you're going to be able to get. So, or the higher the effect's going to be overall. Doesn't really list that anywhere, but we've got 64 lapis on it. Shall we test it out, in fact? Not sure where we'll test it. I guess I can just go down to this over here, but we'll see. I'm not really sure if this is going to work. Even with just 64, I don't even know if it's going to have much of an effect. I don't know what the odds are, but something we can give a shot, see what happens. Okay, let's see. So, let's see if we get it. So, that was 1. That was 1. That was 1. 1. Still 1. Here's some spiders around us. Let's see. So far, it's still only 1. Now, I do know before it did affect the smaller, so you would get more stuff. But again, we don't have a high level on this. I don't know what's going on up there. Yeah, so far I've just gotten one. Alright, so far it's not doing too much. See, that's Magonite. Don't know. Maybe we should put another stack on and come back. Might just be that one lucky, but I could be wrong about this. At the very least, though, I'm pretty confident it does affect, though, the small ores. So it's not much, but I suppose it is something. Let's put another stack and then go back down and check. I do want to just make sure, because we don't have a whole lot. I mean, we're only at, right now, 64 to 450, so let's put another stack. So now we're at 128. Let's go back down there and see if that has any effect. Because my hope was that if we put luck on this, we can get more raw ores from the individual ores. That was the hope. But we'll have to wait and see if that actually is going to work. Let's see. Nope. Looks like that was only one. One. Well, still only getting one at a time. Oh, nope, there we go. That was two. So, let's see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was two. Keep going. Yep, that was definitely two there. So yeah, it does work. So putting lapis on your pickaxe is definitely the way to go. So we're definitely going to put the rest of the lapis on here now. So this is going to make things a lot more efficient mining-wise. We'll get more ores from individual blocks. So this is going to be a big upgrade for us, I think, in terms of mining efficiency. As well as the speed. The speed upgrade is going to be quite nice as well. So that is good news. So let's just go ahead and put everything else we have on here. We don't need lapis for anything else at the moment, so let's just go all in here. There we go, 224, and we still have a lot of room to go, so that's going to be quite a good upgrade, I think. Let's put these away as well. So yeah, that was kind of something I wanted to show you about redstone processing, and also about how to get those modifiers. So I also, now that I just realized I just used all my lapis, I wanted to make this crowbar now that we actually have lapis to make it, but we have a bit here. Can I use you? No, I can't process that one. Do we have any ores? We actually have some lazurite. I think we can use it. Lapis, blue, sodalite. What is this called? Lazurite. Okay, we have sodalite. That works as well. In fact, let's just process both. Oh, we have lapis in here. Never mind. It works even better. We have a bit more. Okay. So let's make this crowbar, because this is something I wanted to make earlier, and we just didn't have the lapis for it yet. So what we're going to need is a couple of iron rods, I think, and that's all. Yeah, that should be good. Don't think we really need this right now, but it's something we can use. In fact, actually, there is something we could use it for. It can dismount covers. So what that means is, I don't actually think we can do that in anything right now, but these plates I think you can actually place down. Don't know if we can place it on any of these, but yeah, we'll get into that later. I won't worry about that right now. But yeah, that's the crowbar. It is another tool. It's mostly used for, it's not, I don't think it's really used for crafting anything. It's mostly used for dismantling things, which we'll get into that later. But we did complete a few quests in this process here, so let's see what we get. Loot bag, steam age, 2 buckets. I've got a lot of iron. Let's go with the loot bag. This one's actually from the steam age as well, so this could be something good. We'll go loot bag there. This one, we can go with the loot bag steam age. Ooh, a netherrack tool rod. Durability modifier 1.2 times. I'm gonna take this. I don't know if it's something we can do. We could put it on the pickaxe, but I'm not sure what effect it's gonna have. And actually, I think what we need to do is repair you before we can even do that. So let's come over here. Now, I don't think you can replace your tool parts. Now, that's not something we've actually done too much of yet, except for the iron one. Oops. There we go. Fully repaired, and I think you can put this on. Yes. So what does that do for us? Not a whole lot. Get a little bit of durability, but I don't know what stone-bound quite is. I'm not going to do that just yet. I'm going to hold off on that. So, yeah, I won't do that one just yet. I'll see what that is. But yeah, so that was that quest, and then there's the crowbar. We get some fried rice. Very good. See if we have any space in here. Yep, there you go. The coins away. I keep putting that arrow in every single chest. The lapis as well. And let's put that arrow away as well. This is the weapons chest. Well, merely more of a tool chest, I guess. And let's end off here by opening up this Steam Age loot bag. I don't think we've used one of these yet, so maybe it'll be quite good. Well, we just got clay buckets. I should have taken the iron buckets at that point. Clay buckets are just an inferior version. Well, that wasn't too good. I don't even know if we have any. Where are these at? Let's use that little... There we go, they're in here. I don't even really need to use these. If I pick up lava with these, I think these will break as soon as you place the lava back down. So, you do want to use... But you can't even pick up the piercer oil with these. I think I mentioned that before, but it doesn't work. Anyways, though, so I think that's going to do it for this one. So we've been able to figure out how to get redstone processed and also how to enhance our tools to be even better than they were before. So now with this pickaxe, we're going to be mining things much faster and also getting more ores for every ore we mine. So that should be quite good, and it should help us to get things a lot quicker now. So with that, I think I'm going to leave this one there. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again.